Trouble in the Barker's Class by Tommy DePaula. Girls and boys, Miss Shepherd said, I have a surprise for you. A new student is joining our class tomorrow. Her name is Carol Ann. Let's all make her feel very welcome. It's always hard to be the new student when everyone else is already here. The class was very excited about Carol Ann coming. Can I draw her a welcome card? Morgie asked Miss Shepherd. That's a good idea, Morgie, said Moffy, his twin sister. You're the best artist in the class. Moffy was very proud of Morgie. Do you think she'll like building with blocks? Sally asked. Moffy and Sally built the tallest towers in the class. I hope she likes to play ball, Bobby said. Any game with a ball was Bobby's favorite. I wonder if she knows her colors, numbers, and how to spell her name, said Moffy. I'm going to invite her to my birthday party, Katrina said. I hope she likes dinosaurs, Morgie said. I'm going to bring T-Rex tomorrow and show her. The next morning started out fine. Good morning, everyone, said Miss Shepherd. I'd like you all to meet Carol Ann. The class smiled at her, but Carol Ann didn't smile back. She just looked away. I think she's shy, Moffy whispered to Sally. Maybe she's scared. Sally whispered to Jennifer. She's shorter than I thought, Morgie whispered to Billy. Miss Shepherd showed Carol Ann her books and showed her to her seat. Why, Morgie? Morgie had made a card for Carol Ann, but she just threw it on the floor. In the middle of the morning, the bell rang for class to go to recess. All right, class, said Miss Shepherd. Line up and we'll go outside. Moffy was at the front of the girls' line when she felt someone shove her. It was Carol Ann pushing her way to the front of the line. Hey, Moffy said. You pushed me. So what? Carol Ann said, and she walked outside. Gee, Sally said. She's not very nice. Billy and Jose were calling Morgie to play ball with them. But first, Morgie wanted to show Carol Ann his dinosaur. This is T-Rex, Morgie said. You bring your dolls to school? Carol Ann snickered. What a baby. Morgie just looked at her. He didn't know what to say. After lunch, it was independent reading time. Everyone got to pick his or her own book. It's such a nice day, class, Miss Shepherd said. Let's take our books outside. On the way out, Carol Ann cut in line again. Hey, said Sally. You stop pushing. Yeah, all the girls said. We don't push in our class. Well, I do, said Carol Ann. And who's going to stop me? As she pulled out Marissa's bow. Morgie was sitting under the tree with his special dinosaur book. Carol Ann marched up, grabbed the book, and just ran off. Stop, thief! Give me back my book, Morgie said. Get it yourself, stupid, said Carol Ann as she threw the book into the bushes. Billy and Bobby helped Morgie find his book. I wish she wasn't in our class, said Billy. Me too, said Morgie. The next day, Carol Ann picked on Morgie again. He had just finished his Dinosaur Land drawing when she reached over and scribbled all over it with a red crayon. Hey, Morgie said. Why did you do that? Carol Ann just stuck her tongue out at him. At home, Papa asked the twins about school. There's a new girl in class and she's awful. Morgie has to sit next to her and she keeps picking on him, Moffy said. She threw my dinosaur book into the bushes. Then today she scribbled all over my drawing, Morgie said. Oh dear, said Mama. Maybe you should speak to Miss Shepherd. We don't want to be tattletales, the twins said. But sure, school isn't fun anymore. Well, Mama and Papa said, maybe you and your friends can think of something to help. I help, said their little adopted brother Marcus. Cece, Bunny, chase her away. Thanks, Marcus, Morgie said. But Moffy and I will figure something out. The next morning before school, the children got together to talk about Carol Ann. They decided the best thing to do was to leave her alone. "Let's not ask her to play jump rope with us," Sally said. "Let's not ask her to play ball," Billy said. "Let's not look at books with her," said Jennifer and Sarah. "And I'm not inviting her to my birthday party," said Katrina. When Carol Ann tried to get to the front of the line, Moffy, Sally, and Sarah stood in her way. When Carol Ann called Morgie names, Billy, Bobby, and Jose all hummed, "We can't hear you," the boy said, and walked away. Finally, Carol Ann was all alone. Everyone else was playing, and Miss Shepherd saw what was happening. "Class," she said, "why aren't you playing with Carol Ann? You're not being very friendly to our new classmate." "But," the children said, "she's nasty to us." "She shoves," Sally said. "She cuts in line," Jose said. "She calls us names," Jennifer said. "And she scribbles all over Morgie's beautiful drawings," Moffy said. "Really?" Miss Shepherd said. "Carol Ann, is this true?" "No," said Carol Ann. "Yes, it is," all the children said. Miss Shepherd went over and sat down next to Carol Ann. "Carol Ann, do you want to talk about this?" Miss Shepherd asked. "No," Carol Ann said. "I'll tell you what, everyone. Let's all think about this over the weekend, and we'll all talk about it on Monday." The next morning, Morgie was out looking for rocks that looked like dinosaur eggs for show and tell. He heard something in the bushes. He peeked behind the bush, and there was Carol Ann. "What's the matter?" asked Morgie. "I didn't know you lived around here." "I do," Carol Ann said. "But I went out for a walk, and I got lost." "Well," Morgie said, "I'm looking for rocks that look like dinosaur eggs for show and tell on Monday. Do you want to help me? And whenever we find enough rocks, you can tell me where you live, and I'll help you find your way home." "Okay," Carol Ann said. After they had found enough eggs, they were walking along, and Morgie asked Carol Ann, "Why are you so nasty at school? Don't you like our class?" Carol Ann started talking, and they walked all the way to Carol Ann's house. On Monday, it was Morgie's turn to show and tell. Carol Ann and I found all these rocks that look like dinosaur eggs. We painted them, and we have enough for everyone in the class, and even one for you, Miss Shepherd. The children were surprised. How come Morgie and Carol Ann were friends? "Carol Ann has something she wants to tell everyone," Morgie said. "I'm sorry I was so nasty," Carol Ann said. "This is my second new school this year. I was the last one here, and I thought no one would like me. I thought I had to push my way to the front of the line so that I wouldn't be last. I thought I had to call you names before you could call me names. And I didn't like Morgie because everyone else liked him, and they didn't like me." Carol Ann took a deep breath. "I'm sorry," she said. "I just want to be friends." "She's my friend," said Morgie. "She's mine too," Moffy said. "Mine too," Billy and Sally said. "Ours too," the class shouted. "I'm very proud of you all," said Miss Shepherd. "Great," Moffy and Morgie said. "School is fun again.